Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Welcome the lone corporator, the lone BJP member, the lone warrior of Chennai Municipal Corporation, Srimati Uma Anandan ji. Uma ji, namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel. Long time, madam.
Yes,
long time, madam.
It's always a pleasure to be with you, Sri Iyer ji.
Uma ji, you worked so hard, you become thin. Literally, I'm telling you, you've lost a lot of weight. Your counselors are.
Everybody tells me. Everybody's telling me now.
Yes. So clearly the potholes are keeping you busy and what have you. And today, viewers, we're going to talk about literally hounding by the Tamil Nadu HR&CE department of the Chidambaram temple. And Srimati Umaji has spent several days collecting the data, and I'm going to yield the floor to her. Umaji, take it away and let's take this story, how this HR&CE department is out to somehow get this Chidambaram temple.
See, it is obvious. It is literally a witch hunt. In the Nadarajar Koil, அவர்களிடம் இல்லை என்பது திராவிட நெஞ்சில் தைத்த முள். It is like a thorn in the hearts of the Dravidian goons that this particular powerful Sabanayagar temple is not under their control. So, they have resorted to all means. I mean all means underlined. I will even use the word illegal. Just because they have power in their hands, they have resorted to all threats that is beyond the rule of law. There. First, this attempt to take this temple itself, that itself is once again against the highest court order. And mind you, the Dikshitars have gone more than twice to the highest court of the land and proved and got the judgment that this Sabanayagar temple belongs to them. It belongs to Podu Dikshitars. It is not a government property.
Umaji, yes. I'm putting up the judgment of 1951. Perhaps you can refer to this. This is where it clearly lays out. You have no business touching this temple. DMK, listen, open your ears. I know you guys don't open your ears. Take out all the flowers from behind the ears. Wipe all your other stuff. Talapa, listen to this. This is very, very clear cut. Umaji, take it away.
Yes. See, they have compared this to the Shirur Mutt and they have reiterated. Just like Podu Dikshitars, that Sabanayagar temple belongs to the Podu Dikshitars. Same, this is the landmark and this is the yardstick that is compared to another temple, the Venkatamana Swami temple. And the judgment is so clear, saying that just like the Chidambaram temple cannot be interfered upon, the denomination of that cannot be tampered with. Again, they are using this to give the same order to another temple. Can anything? This is a 1951 bench. This. And once again, the Justice Bobde and Justice Chauhan judgment reiterated the entire thing again and again. I really, it is sheer audacity on the part of this ruling DMK government and the HR&CE minister, Mr. Shekhar Babu, to take on this. The letter they have sent and the reply that the Podu Dikshitars have given, it clearly shows that they are on a witch hunt. See, I would like to say they're asking for auditing where they have no business to ask. And this has once again been told by the Supreme Court. So that means they have scant respect for Supreme Court. And we can file a contempt and we are going to do that. It takes time to file the contempt. See, I would like to say that certain people ask, When they come and ask for accounts, why can't you give? Why should I? When the Supreme Court has clearly stated that the HR&CE have no business to ask for the accounts. Why should I? My hands are clean, but I will show it only to somebody who's clean. Why should I show to somebody who is mismanaging the entire temple? This is one temple which is not under their control, but everything is maintained here properly. While this HR&CE temple and the authorities who are asking for accounts to the Bull Dozers, there are about 38,000 and odd temples under them. Have they shown one temple account so far? Have they? Out of 38,000, one temple account they do not have, they don't maintain properly. And with what audacity and what arrogance are they asking the Bull Dozers who are maintaining this properly? And mind you, once again, the temple was with the hands of the HR&CE in the interim period when the Tamil Nadu government forcibly took this over. In that interim period, they have not, when they took over, the auditor's report is there. They have not shown it to the Dikshitars till now. The case was won in 2012. And till date, they have not shown that audited result. And in what phase are they asking the Bull Dozers for the accounts? And another thing I would like to ask. You want to ask me something, Sriji?
Yeah, just one clarification, Umaji. While you were saying about how that what is wrong in auditing Chidambaram temple accounts, I have heard this, please confirm, because I have not been to Chidambaram in a while. Now I heard that there is not a single undial inside the complex. If you want to donate money, you give the money, you get a receipt, as it's exactly like, with a very meticulously maintained receipt that they give you, saying that you have paid so much money and this goes towards the bank and it is carefully accounted into the bank. So as far as keeping accounts is concerned, I'm told that the Dikshitars have been spotless in their maintenance of account. So it makes no sense in trying to say that somehow, why don't you let some people audit? They have no business. You are absolutely spot on.
No,
we have to draw the line.
See, the Bull Dozers are refusing to give the accounts, not because there is this thing, because they have no authority to ask. And the authority which is asking them is Sister Bandicoot, an experienced bandicoot who has not given any single account in the 38,000 and odd temples that they have read. There is no register which is there, or register 2930 which ought to be maintained by them. In not a single temple do you find them. And with what face are they asking these people? And mind you, another thing, the land mismanagement we have been shouting from rooftop for years. While this Bull Dozers, the Chidambaram temple lands are administered by a special Tahsildar. And in the last 50 years, not a single paisa has come in the 2,000 and odd acres that they are managing. You tell me who is fair now?
One question that comes to my mind, Umaji, is, normally we don't talk about bureaucracy in this, but that letter that I'm going to show again, I just want to frame my question here. See, if you look at this letter, Umaji, this is sent by Mr. Kumaragurubaran, right? Because it says here, Anupunar is Mr. Kumaragurubaran, IAS officer.
Yes.
What happens to this person?
HR&CE department, Commissioner HR&CE.
Do these people apply their mind properly? Don't they advise their ministers correctly, saying that this temple is not in our hands, that a letter like this is not useful? I mean, I'm just wondering, Umaji, of course, they can't come back and say what reply to this. I'm just wondering, are the bureaucrats not supposed to be advising the bandicoot ministers of what they can and they cannot do?
See, the problem here, Sri D, is the case. See, I can easily file a contempt of court. And this particular department uses the temple money, pays another lawyer. They have umpteen lawyers in their payroll, but they will employ a senior counsel. They will pay the money from the deity and hire them. So, once if this Mr. Kumaragurubaran, if he has to fight his case, spending his money, he will not do it. Because he has the deity's abundant wealth to hire the lawyers from the temple money to loot them. Can you see this thing? That is the thing. They are being faithfully his master's voice, the minister's voice, the government's voice. And once they are made to fight it out of their own pocket, if they are made to fight out, that is what we are planning to do. File criminal complaints against all these department officials and bapus in different courts of India. Take them, and at that time will the HR&CE come to their rescue, using the deity's money to file their cases all over India. This should happen. This is what we are planning to do. We should teach them a very, very hard lesson that they will never forget in their life. The next time whoever comes and sits in the bapu's chair, we should keep his eyes and ears open.
For far too long, all this happens only to Hindu charitable, temples, Hindu institutions. They will not touch the other religions, which is again a travesty in justice.
Yes.
If there is malfeasance, it's by law of averages. There's going to be malfeasance everywhere.
Exactly. Right? See, yesterday, did you see the joke? The HR&CE minister telling Chidambaram temple was built by the kings. It was not built by the Dikshitars. So it is ours. I want to ask this gentleman, if gentleman can be a term used for him. I would like to tell that where the churches and the mosques built by kings, they were given by the ruling Britishers and looted from the Hindu money. Did King Edward, Queen Elizabeth come and build the churches? Or did the Caliphate build the mosques here?
Umaji, these comments that they put out are not done with proper application of mind. That is done to basically a small segment of their vote bank to say, look how I have answered point by point. And the people who are being told all these things don't have probably the width and breadth of the knowledge of what is going on to ask them pointed questions. But this is changing though. And people keep asking us, why are we not bringing it to Mr. Modi's attention? Every little thing cannot be brought to his attention. There is a setup, there is a bureaucracy. IAS officers are supposed to be advising the ministers that you cannot do some things and you can do some things. And if they are afraid that they'll get transferred because of that, I mean, we have a problem. They have tribunals where they can have redressal of such grievances. I'm just thinking loud, Umaji.
Actually, that is what this shows, as you rightly asked, that we need a Narendra Modi ji in every state.
Yeah.
That this is the implication that is given. Bapus cannot be his master's voice. Bapus have been trained to serve the people, go by the rule book, go by the judgments. When they fail, and as you said rightly, it is because the Hindus have never raised their voice. They have been swindling left, right, and center, and they've got away all along. So the next, through your channel, I would like to say,
please,
we will draft the complaint and give. All of us should give complaints in all the police stations, file cases in different parts of India, different parts of Tamil Nadu. And I'm sure we are already on the work. TN HRCE, our legal team and all. In the next 1 month, about 500 of us first go to Tiruvannur police station, give a complaint against the Annamalayar temple HR&CE for stealing the 500 and odd grounds that belongs to Annamalayar, the Arunachalapuram property, where a government school is there, where another umpteen Christian churches and institutions are there, and not a single pie coming as a rent for Arunachaleswarar. We should all start doing it.
You look at Tiruvannur temple, viewers, this is so heartbreaking. The Tiruvannur temple owns a lot of land, all of which has been grabbed. And I mean, over 2-3 years, viewers, on NewsX, Umaji, myself, TR Ramesh, and a few others, we have taken temple by temple, showing how much of the land has been stolen, literally stolen. It doesn't matter which government, everybody does the same thing. And in one temple, the temple tank has gone missing.
Why you have temples missing? You are saying temple tanks are missing. I am telling temples are missing. The mandapams in the temple are missing. See the EVO, this rogue department which has the EVO sitting there without any authority.
Absolutely,
He's a
that's the other
trespasser there.
problem. Yeah, they
He's a
have no
trespasser
official.
there.
Yeah, these are trespassers have officially no authority, and they get paid, and the archakas don't get paid. The
Yes.
Oduvars don't get paid.
Yes,
Umaji,
and now you see the anachronism for Erikatha Ramar Koil. They tell no salary for you for the Archakar, or it is Tiruvasi. It is about 75 rupees a month, and he has not been paid for the last 10 months. When I visited them about 2 years ago, while now when they're Ellorum Archakaragala, they're social justice. For that they are telling they will pay 15,000, 10,000 a month for the new Archaka, who has not had a proper training, who is not authorized to be Archaka as per the Agamas. Can you see the anachronism in this?
absolutely. And there are lots of comments coming about how Mr. Modi is perhaps not the best example because they themselves, the BJP government, I'm sorry, Umaji, I'm taking a pot shot at you also. Your Uttarakhand government did something wrong. Of course, they have fixed it themselves,
Yeah,
but it
they
took.
went back on it.
Yes, yes,
That is the rosy part of it. As you
yes.
say, one thing for me is, as you say, BJP is, but for me, my priority is temples, my dharma, my Sanatana dharma. That is my priority.
One curiosity question, Umaji, because you and I kind of grew up around the same area, Nungambakam. There is a Sivan temple there, Nungambakam. When I was a kid, when I was a kid, I used to go there, and after the puja, a very beautiful voice of the Oduvar used to be there. Is the Oduvar tradition still being continued today?
They are there. They are there. I am very proud to say that my father was one of the trustees at one point of time. And when all this misappropriation and all that, when he found out, my grandmother told him, Sivan Sottu Kolanasam, whether you are stealing or somebody under you is stealing, it is your account. So she said, you better resign. So my father resigned and came out. But it's a beautiful temple. The Oduvar is still there. And there are umpteen cases pending against the hereditary trustee. The properties which have been even sold to a mosque, which has been challenged, and we have won. The Supreme Court has, let me tell you, look at this. They are in such a hurry to grab the Chidambaram temple against the Supreme Court judgment. But while this Agasteswara temple, the Supreme Court decried that the selling to the mosque is wrong. They are ready to reclaim that property. They are sleeping over it. While in this, in this such a obvious hurry to grab the Sabhanayaka temple, which they want to bring it under their control by hook or crook. And we are not going to allow them. They definitely, I am reminded of a saying which said, not a saying, which happened truly in the courts, in the same Sabhanayaka temple where the judges remarked, Lord Shiva himself came down and argued his case. So, I keep thinking, Lord Shiva, Lord Perumal, come down and teach these people a lesson every now and then. But when you are thick-skinned like a dash, it never matters. How much ever he teaches you a lesson, you are not going to learn. He gives you a blow after blow. Still you find. But definitely I am confident. You know how much Ramesh is battling in the courts and how much they are dodging him. This appointment of EVOs, the auditing, the temple money, Kapali temple money, a college is being built in Kolattur, the CM's constituency. What logic? I don't know on that. And in some other temple in Kanimuri Madam's MP constituency, they built a temple there. They built a college there.
See, like I said, Umaji, these people, they don't want to serve the people who have elected them. They want to serve their interests. I, me, myself. After that, then they need to make sure that the I, me, myself syndrome will continue. So what they have done, this electoral math, 10% here, 15% here, this percentage here, this math, as long as this particular percentage votes for us, we are going to be in power. Then what they do?
But one thing, Sriji, whatever percentage you calculate and all that, I know that Lord Sabapati and Lord Ranganatha will keep me alive to see when he gives these people a big blow when percentage and all that doesn't matter. His judgment will be there because you see there, they don't believe in Hindu religion. They mock at it. Why in the name of faith do you have a department to manage the temple then? You don't believe in Hinduism. You say Hinduism is not a religion and Hindu gods are being taunted. Our practices are being taunted. Everything. We have a chief minister who wishes on Ramzan, but on Christmas Day, but who goes dumb on a Diwali day. But I don't care. I don't need his wishes because without his greetings, only my festival is a festival as per my viewpoint. So when people say he is not wished, I say, thank God he is not wished. Because if he wishes, I think it is a curse for me. He should not wish and I don't need his wishes. But he needs my temples to loot. A department, Hindu HR&CE department to control my temples for a Dravidian stock government which believes that there is no religion called Hinduism. Hindu means thief and Hindu gods are this, that, obscene. The same Chidambaram MP who said, who elected from Chidambaram constituency had the gall to comment on our deities. So one thing, Sri Ayurji, through yours I am telling, I am sure that Lord Sabhanayakar and Lord Ranganatha will keep me alive to see these people get a blow from which they can never get up. In this land of Nayanmars and Alvars, he will definitely give them a blow. I am very, very confident about it and I am waiting for that day.
Very strange. I have to draw parallels. What happened in a small city council in US? They pointed out to a bulldozer being displayed in a particular procession and said that entire India is doing this against the minorities. The biggest use of bulldozer is by TN HR&CE on Hindu temples.
Hindus. And this Dravidian government. Dravidian government. See, coming back to Chidambaram temple, I am very, very proud that the Bull Dozers have given a reply and say, please send us any more letters. We do not need any more love letters from you people. Enough is enough. We will fight this out in the court. And point by point, they have rebutted this. That.
I'm showing one page, viewers, but we are going to give you the complete document that will be available on our website under description of this particular video. You go and click on that and you can read the entire point by point rebuttal because it'll take us too long to go through the stuff. Essentially, these people have no locus standi in this case. They don't have it. Which is why we are taking pot shots at the administrative officer, Mr. Kumar. He should be advising Sekhar Babu, you can't touch this. I know you want to touch it. I know you are lusting for it. You cannot touch it. I mean, these are all IAS officers, these are creme de la creme. Their IQ is better than yours and mine combined.
That
is where it's my amazing thing that, you are smarter than all these people. And I'm asking you a dumb question.
In these 50 years of Dravidian rule, this is a deterioration. People who are supposed to be the advisors to the government, becoming his master's voice and resorting to all these gimmicks and tricks, which is beyond the law. This is the thing. See, Chida, they talk about, I really don't understand their avarice. And let me tell you, as per the Supreme Court itself, this is one of the best managed temples. It is an example of an excellent management, this the Chidambaram temple. And these IIM graduates can learn a thing or two from these Bull Dozers on management. Excellent.
A few months ago, what had happened, and Umaji, you can correct me if my memory is wrong or right. Again, this particular MP, I don't want to name his, take his name. He's a disgrace to, anyway. They organize crowds who come and routinely used to harass in front of the Chidambaram temple. It was happening for a long time. They just want to come and harass and make noise. So these,
I told the MP. I don't want to tell his name and spoil my tongue and taste. I don't want to do that. This particular, they have. I told you, Tamilல வந்து திராவிட நெஞ்சில் தைத்த முள். I explained to you.
Yes.
It is like a thorn in the heart of the Dravidians. This particular temple, it is beyond their clutches. That is why all this is happening. Somehow, they are not satisfied with the loot of the 38,000 and odd temples. This one denomination temple, which is not in their hands, is what is plaguing them there. And as I told you, threatening. How can you imagine the same commissioner that you were talking about puts an ad, the Kadalur district officer puts an ad to say, anybody who has grievances against the Podu Dikshitars of this temple can come in person and give their complaint. Can anything be more, pointed that it is vendetta politics? Do they have the gall to put an ad to say, if you have a complaint against this pastor, when they have caught some pastors red-handed, do they have the gall to do that? Or with any other person? Then they say, we have received so many applications. I want to ask these guys, Ramesh and I and the Temple Worshipper Society have raised so many complaints against you people pending in the court. Are you not ashamed about it? And one more thing is, I think there are about 1 lakh queries raised in the audit report. They have not answered a single query till date in the last 50 odd years. What is the answer for that?
We can go on. The thing is, whether it is, I'm sorry to say, even ADMK government hasn't been great in this, except that when Jayalalitha was alive, at least she used to not go and destroy temples and loot that in so brazen a manner as this. But this is a Dravida mind thought process. I can't understand how the people of Tamil Nadu can be so religious at home and yet go and find support these parties.
See, two things important in Chidambaram temple, Sri Ayodhi. One is, it is one of the important temples of the Shiva temple. Then they will start Shaivism, Vaishnavism, different religion. So I am sticking to Lord Sabhanayakar, one of the most important temples for Lord Shiva. And it is managed by Brahmins. So these two are enough for the Dravidian stock to go on a war path. These two points are enough more. Because if it doesn't rain in Tamil Nadu, it is because of Brahmins. If it rains, it is because of Brahmins. If some fire accident takes place, it is because of a Brahmin. If there is a train accident, it is because of a Brahmin. Anything and everything is because of Brahmins. The 3% who didn't allow them to study, who didn't allow them to come up in life, all this is because of Brahmins. The 3% who dictated terms when there were invaders, when we were under British rule, and now under them. And what have they done in the last 50 years? Other than Brahmin bashing, social justice. I really don't know what it means. As per my knowledge, social justice is different from what these people say. And when they hold D.V. Ramasamy Nayakar, who said, who was a debaucherous person, and who told that the Dalits should not be allowed to enter the temple. And he is the one who fought for the Dalits. And these people are talking about Tamil pride. And he is a Kannadiga. Can you see the contrast? how they have been fooling the Tamil Nadu people.
This is an ongoing challenge. Just for our viewers' benefit, Umaji, I had a very detailed hangout with Sri T.R. Ramesh about the importance and significance of the Chidambaram temple. We had a very detailed slideshow presentation about 1 hour, and we went through everything, including some of the mandapams and everything has been done in great detail. So the importance, the significance of Chidambaram, we have done it in fair amount of detail. My question to you, ma'am, is this query came from Mr. Kumaraguru some months ago. You have responded back. What has happened after that?
Nothing so far. Nothing so far. But see, if it is sheer harassment, and the Bull Dozers have given a reply to say, we are not prepared to entertain any more love letters from you people. And I really admire the guts of the Bull Dozers, and I'm surprised as to why we Hindus are keeping quiet on this. We will definitely take the contempt. We are filing a contempt case in Supreme Court. And it is again thanks to Lord Nataraja. We have the best legal brains coming to our rescue. There. I think that is again Lord 𝙒𝙬𝙤𝙪𝙤𝙬's blessings.
This is where the Hindus have to rise, because I'll walk you through what happens. You get a court judgment. These guys ignore it. Contempt of court. You have to go to the Supreme Court, get another judgment. Again, they ignore it. Go back to the Supreme Court and say that they have committed contempt of the court. They ignore that also. So,
yes.
See, that is one side. The other side, what are they doing? People like 𝐼𝙧𝙤𝙀𝘀𝘀𝑆 case, they don't want to finish it. They know they have no case. But just keep on using one pretext or the other. Don't allow him to use the funds to pay the 𝙤𝙀 so that the temple can be rebuilt. Because if that is rebuilt, then everybody will start doing that. So, that's a problem.
See, so that they don't get more 𝐼𝙧𝙤𝙀𝘀𝘀𝑆.
Yes.
Let 𝐼𝙧𝙤𝙀𝘀𝑆 threaten him, stop him, so that we don't get 100 and 200 more 𝐼𝙧𝙤𝙀𝑆.
Yes, but that they're not stopping there. They are trying to stop you from meeting at a temple in Kapaleshwara temple. This is a joke. I mean, where is the application of mind of all the bureaucrats that are advising these people? Will you stop people from congregating on a Friday mass of Muslim mass? Will you stop a church mass on a Sunday? How dare you? You go to one small church. You stop 10 people. See what happens. You have to apply the law equally to everybody.
Yes.
So I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah.
No, definitely yes. As you told, see, Kapali temple, their allegation was we were trying to take over the temple. See, we are people fighting that. We are fighting the cases in the courts, and it was M.R. Venkatesh, the senior counsel, was with us. Are we all that? They may be brazen and foolish, but let them not give us the same this thing. We know the law and we abide by the law. We are fighting our cases in the court. We are not getting down to streets like goons and thugs.
Isn't the Kapaleshwara temple EO appointment itself illegal?
Yes. It has been challenged and they are going around. See, they don't have the guts to come to court. They don't have the necessary papers. They do not have. They dodge.
I mean, the thing needs to be, one thing that needs to happen, I don't know how this will happen. I'm telling you the net end result is that the money that is collected from temples, that needs to go into a separate trust, not to the TN HRCE department. Because they unless they show that they have proper records of appointments, you are basically taking people's money and using it for yourself. On top of that, you are using bulldozer to destroy temples. In one case, Umaji, this really broke my heart. There was a temple that used to give free food. Okay, the bulldozer operator eats that lunch. After the lunch, it's pouring rain. He goes and destroys the temple.
You're telling about Mudichur?
Yes.
Mudichur temple.
Yes.
There.
So,
See, one more thing. As you said, my argument is we don't need you people. We don't need the HR&CE. Totally mismanagement, looters, plunderers. Have you, see, out of the income, can they come out and tell us, out of this income, Lord Kabalishwara's income, we have bought another temple, we have built another temple. Have they bought 1 acre of land? Leave Kabali temple, any other temple out of the 38,000 and odd temples that they have been managing for the last 50 odd years, can they come out and tell, out of the income from the deity, we have bought 1 acre for the deity. Can they show 1 acre? Okay, don't want even 1 acre. Can they tell they have bought 1 ground in the name of Lord Parthasarathi or Lord Kapalishwara? That is management. Instead, you have lost 5,000 acres. You don't have an account for 5,000 acres. Is that management? We don't need them. This rogue department should be thrown out.
See, many comments again saying that Umaji should talk to Modiji. Modiji has problems of the whole country to deal with. These are our problems, guys. If 100 of us show up every day and protest in front of the temple, the government has to move. Next time you go to the temple, go and ask the EO, were you really appointed? Can you show me your appointment letter? Nicely, politely, ask him. 10 of you can go and ask, in case you're afraid that that guy will manhandle you. Ask him, where is your appointment letter, sir?
In the Kabali temple meet, we had told the people, show more interest in the temple. Learn more about the temple. Learn more about the agamas of this temple. How many pujas are there? Know about the Sthala Purana of the temple. Try to interact with the Gurukul or the Pujari or whoever he is. All that. Try to do that. This is what we're talking about. Not to say that, let us come, take over this Kabali temple, kick out all the officers out. We will take over this temple. We devotees will take the Kabali temple. Were we there with any weapons or this thing in our hands? Were we having any slogans in our hand? Were we having any placards in our hands? Nothing. Instead, this is what we were telling the devotees who had gathered. Show more interest. Become more active. I'm very surprised. The same department, I want to ask them, will they change this thing? Do they have the guts to go to another temple, leave alone another religion, mosque or church or something? Will they go to a Catholic church and tell the priest there, please get out. We are going to appoint priests from Protestant or Seventh-day or anything. Do they have the guts to tell that?
Now, let's take some questions from our viewers. I hope viewers, you have put hashtag Ask Uma. I kind of expect you guys to do some of these things. I don't say it every time because, this is something, it's a given. If there are any questions, can we have some questions now, please? Lots of comments, by the way, Umaji. You can take a look at them when you have a chance. There are a few questions. Yeah. Here we go. Ulhas Kashyap. Thank you, Ulhas. Why doesn't central government remove HRCE Act? State departments will cease to exist.
Yes, it's a very valid question, and we have filed the case way back. Thanks to the efforts of Pujya Sri Dayananda Saraswati Swamiji, the case is pending in Supreme Court, and these different states have dodged us for the last so many years. And last month, the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, asked the central government to file its reply. So all of us, let's pray to Lord Ranganatha and Lord Nataraja to say that this comes to an end and our dream comes true. That the government frees our temples. Government leaves the temples to be administered by us, the Hindus.
Maniaphobia wants to know whether BJP has any plans to openly support temples in TN in terms of protection from wolves waiting at the doorstep to take away jewels, precious stones, and ornaments, and of course, land. Umaji, go ahead.
See, this
Annamalaji has
question,
taken a very clear stand. Yeah.
yeah, I was about to tell
Please
this
go ahead. Please go
gentleman
ahead.
who asked this
Yeah.
question. You must have
Yes.
seen his interview. It was fantastic. Annamalaji spoke so much, just like, he had voiced our emotions, voiced our long pending desire. He was very clear in his explanation to say that jewels, lands, everything, and freeing temples from government control is the motto. Tamil Nadu BJP chief Mr. Annamalai came out very forthright in his views on that, and his main answer was, we are for freeing the temples from government control.
Sachin Sharma wants to know, ma'am, so many violations by TN HR&CE, but why is no one pulling them up? Either the Tamil Nadu High Court or Supreme Court. Till when will this continue on so many violations of court orders?
See, they do. The courts, do pull them up, but they can do some more. The courts can become more vigilant. The courts should take severe action on this. We have milestone because, as you rightly said, we had a judge who said, for the pending arrears for the Kanchipuram Ekambareshwara temple, where a school by name Sita Kingston had not paid up the rent arrears. They were not even a legal tenants. They had taken the lease from another person. It was sublease. And they had an arrears of about some 14 crores or something. Mind you, that school was not a free school. They were charging the students heavily. But they had not paid the rent arrears. And the judge was very magnanimous to say, it doesn't matter if the arrears can be waived off, because it was Kachi Egamba's property. Perhaps if the property belonged to St. Paul's Cathedral, or if it belonged to, the Arcad Nawab, perhaps the answer would have been different.
Perhaps the honorable judge's property too.
Yes.
Akshara Aircon wants to know, Madam, I came to know that you have appreciated the DMK government for the water management and recent flood management through tweet. The same was highlighted to Amar Prasad Reddy by Adan TV Madesh. Well, if they do something good, you have to appreciate it. There's nothing wrong in constructive criticism. This is my opinion. Please go ahead.
There is a difference. There is a difference between Uma Anandan, Hindu, the Vice President of Temple Worshippers Society, and a staunch Hindu devotee, and Uma Anandan as a councillor who owes my ward, the people, my voters. And this particular government has been, in the stormwater, the present monsoon, my ward, which is normally suffers a lot, this time, the damage was only about some 32% compared with the last year. And whatever request I make on behalf of my ward, it is granted, it is accepted without any question, and they appreciate to call me as one of the model councillors. When they can appreciate genuinely, I think I owe it to accept the positive response I get as a councillor towards my people, the service of my people. There is a difference between the two.
Thank you, madam. I think I agree with you on that. At the end of the day, she has to go and sit among all these, DMK party men. And when they do something good, you have to appreciate it. There's nothing wrong in doing that. At the same time, standing for your rights as a Sanatani. Yeah,
see, let me tell you, the incident that you're talking about, the media highlighted only that line. But while that was only line I had praised them, my other 8 minutes was on taking this government to task to say that the central government's funds were not being utilized properly, and there is no transparency in that, and we need to know. The commissioner has to tell us for every scheme, how much the central government is giving us. I said, you have to communicate to us every time. And none of the media reported that. There. That was a true this thing. There. My one this thing was, I did appreciate, because it was genuinely, I was being accepted. And to tell you frankly, when I raised those points, when I was being booed by one of the members, the top DMK councillors, including the deputy mayor, the zone chairman, another, the committee chairman, all of them came to my this thing to tell that man, to take them to task, to tell him, sit down, you please allow Amma Uma Anandan to talk. You please sit down. That is what they said.
One of the reasons is that Mambalam area where Madam represents, this is my memory, I could be wrong, Umaji, it's very prone to mosquitoes, and it's just the way it's a low-lying land. It gets flooded very easily. So it's a very critical place where things have to be done at a preventive measure more than perhaps some other higher lands in Chennai. Chennai, as a rule, is a flat city. Yet I'm just saying, Mambalam, Nungambakam area, these are all places where there is a lot of infestation of mosquitoes. Okay, land from lakes has been reclaimed, whatever it is. Now we can't go back and, go free our houses and create the lakes again. Let's at least preserve what is left. Umaji, next question. This is a very good question from Magnet Ranga. The finance minister of TN has said that all land records of temple lands will be published. Has that happened?
No, it will not be done, because they themselves don't have records.
Yes, a bit of history.
Let me tell you, this HR&CE department, they don't even know the number of temples under their control. They do not have the Sthala Puranas of these temples. They don't even know the murtis. In inventory, I told you, in the 2930 registers, where they are supposed to have the records of all about a temple. If a particular temple, the 29 register of Vadapalani temple or any other temple should have the immovable, movable property records, the pujas, the festivals of the temple, the agamas of the temple, everything should be there. Not a single temple has this. When they don't have all this, you mean to say that they will publish the records? When a murti is lost, or when they discover a murti, they ask the public, can you recognize this murti? To which temple does it belong? Can you identify it? This is a sorry state of affairs, and you're asking them to identify. Whatever they say, please don't believe it. It is the election promises. All these promises, they remain as promises. When I don't know what I have in my locker, how can I say I am going to publish the inventory?
Magnet Ranga, there is a way to know exactly how much land is in possession of which temple, what land was given for tilling. The person who tills doesn't own the land. That land belongs to till the murti of the temple, the god that sits in that temple. And they are supposed to take only a small percentage and leave the rest of the proceeds for the upkeep of the temple. All this data is available. It's available. It will be taken out and given at the right time. Right now, this HR&CE, if you go and give all the data, they'll say, oh, good, now there is more for me to loot. First thing has to happen.
Ask them to give only this. You people now flood the HR&CE just with one question. Chidambaram temple, the lands owned that belong to Sabanaikar, managed by a special officer. The Bull Dozers have nothing to do with that. Please flood the HR&CE with emails to ask them, in the last 50 years, please give us the details of the land, the revenue that you have got administered by the special Tahsildar. Please ask them to give you this one information alone.
That's a very good way to start. Next question, please. Kaustuba Gudi wants to know, is there any national level plan similar to Save Temples? Because things in other states are prone to repeat the same as in TN, and most people in other states find themselves also vulnerable.
No, no, don't have any this thing on that, because the Muslim invasion destroyed everything in the northern part of India. The northern temples do not have, they are not as rich as the temples in Tamil Nadu and Andhra and Kerala. So don't, Karnataka. So don't have any fears on that there.
Last question, I think. Ullas Kashyap wants to know, why hasn't Karnataka BJP government abolished the HR&CE department yet, despite having talked of their intentions to do it? It's not so easy to just abolish it. See, who will you give it to? Every temple has to go back and establish the dharmakartas, people of renowned standing in the society, people who will not touch the temple money. There are lots of things that need to be done. There is a blueprint.
But they have taken. See, Karnataka and Andhra have taken the initiative. Less than, in Andhra, a recent thing. And also, the mutts, the properties of the mutts, all that in Karnataka. They have taken a first step forward. So let us wait positively for that.
Are there any more questions? I think that is.
I think the Supreme Court, the pending case in the Supreme Court, should give us, if Lord Nataraja and Lord Ranganatha bless us that the judgment comes soon in that case, and we can all have cups and cups of basandi or payasam or something.
Yes, indeed. Looking forward to that date. Umaji, thank you so much. And again, you've done exemplary work in putting together all the data so that the public knows what the reality is. Not many of us have, unfortunately, the time to go to temple, but we have to make time. This is an absolute must. If you don't do that, this dharma is in danger.
Yes, very much.
It is being attacked from inside in a way that you can't even comprehend. And it's all in the name of power for someone. Someone has figured out, if I do this, again, it's all that vote math. And that has to be broken. I mean, people from Christianity and Islam need to understand that once you have served your purpose, you will be cast aside. This is a very, very...
If we Hindus can come together, we Hindus can come together as a vote bank, who can stand in front of us then?
Of course. That's why they keep talking about this caste and that community and this and that. We are seeing this happen in front of our eyes, Umaji, and no matter how much, everybody needs to understand that inside the religion, you are a Sanatani first. You are a Hindu first. That is the most important thing. Especially when it comes to voting, this is what you need to keep in mind. Train yourself. This is what I am, and this is how I'm going to vote. Thank you so much, Umaji. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Sriji. It's nice. It's a good thing to have to join you after such a long time.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I'm sorry, I had to keep postponing it. I had to keep on telling you tomorrow.
But tomorrow came today, so I'm very happy about that. And please take care of your health, ma'am. These are trying times. When water is around, it's cholera infested sometimes, so be careful. Yes. I know you've lost weight, I can tell you. Even on the screen, I can say, just stay healthy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.